Try to resist the temptation to play around with this low gravity. Well, you'll develop your own legs quickly enough. We make peace go. Drop the science on these motherfuckers. I only drop the hotness. Take it easy. Try to resist the temptation to play around with this low gravity. Now, you'll develop your own legs quickly enough. We're going to the universe, and perhaps to our destiny. Take it easy. Try to resist the temptation to play around with this low gravity. Now, you'll develop your own legs quickly enough.
How did the G feel? Was there much vibration?
Drop the science on these motherfuckers. We knew throughout the voyage that only a chronic space was being consumed this first time out. And there is nobody, never an end. To see them on another world, looking up at them with wonder as they stood there and looked at us on Earth with wonder.
Grand rising, grand rising, grand day, grand day. So much love, so much gratitude for this space. And I want to say welcome to another Rising with Ra here on this beautiful Halloween Monday, October 31st. I hope everyone's having a fun, vibrant, crafty, and creative inner child like spooky season. Now, I'm not much of a holiday celebrator, even when it comes to Halloween, but I do love the creative flow. I love the artistic energy and the coming together that comes with some of these holidays. So I do wish everybody a beautiful Halloween, and for everybody to be safe out there. Be wise, be smart about what you're consuming, and the type of environments you're putting yourself in. So for all of you guys that are in this beautiful Rising with Ra space, Rising with Ra is a sacred space held by myself, Marcus, aka Christolight. And in this space, I hold this space for open, unified community connection. We share a focused Reiki healing for a specific chakra of the day. We also have special guests, tribe members come on to share their wonderful conscious gifts, wisdom, and tools for the collective, whether it's card readings, meditation, breath work, or other ways of sharing beautiful conscious energy for the collective to be able to grow and be able to be more of their light and true self. Last week was a beautiful kickoff week for Rising with Ra on YouTube Live, and we had a couple of guests. On Wednesday, we had Shauna Lee, Witchy Kind of Woman, come on to do a collective card reading for us on the Sacred Light Hotline, as she was the first ever to be a part of the Sacred Light Hotline. And on Friday, we had my beautiful partner, Kristen, Holistic Butterfly, as she led a quantum breath play session into our throat chakra Reiki. Very beautiful week, and I just want to thank everybody out there that was a part of it, and I'm really grateful to continue this journey with all of you. So today on Rising with Ra, I'll be doing a little bit of Reiki focused on the third eye chakra. And the third eye chakra, I will go over a little bit later on. For those of you that are not familiar with the characteristics and energies of that energy center. And I'll kick us off with a collective card reading, not just for today, but for the week. And this card reading will basically give us 3 different guides, 3 different wonderful star beings that will be making way into our space to give their assistance of energy throughout this week. And I want to say happy retrograde, Mars retrograde in Gemini, as we are moving into a lot of creative energy, expansive energy, and we're going to be patching up and amplifying the divine masculine as well. So get ready to create, get ready to bring forth your creative ideas and the goals and dreams that you wish, as this is a supportive time these next few months with Mars retrograde in Gemini to be able to bring forth and carry forward the goals and dreams that we've been wanting and have been working towards lately. So real quick announcements. I kicked off the first Friday session of the 4 Pillars to Freedom with Sacred Light, the trauma healing and rebirth journey, and that was beautiful. It was phenomenal. On Friday, we focused on the mother wound, and I had some wonderful sisters join me for that workshop, and we really went deep. We went vulnerable. We really went into experiences that we've had in the past regarding our mothers and any type of motherly energy in our families. And it it was really beautiful, not only for them, but for myself as well, as I shared some mother wounds in my family that I had carried and gone through as well. And it was very healing for myself. And I'm very grateful to be able to hold space like that. This Friday coming up, we'll be hosting the 4 Pillars to Freedom again, just as I do every Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. And this Friday, we'll be focusing on the father wound. And this is it's gonna be very beautiful and correlates very well with the Mars retrograde, is healing this divine masculine energy, healing the father wounds from the generations of our bloodline that have been getting carried forward. So we can start breaking those patterns, rewiring and reprogramming for the bloodlines to come. So if you have any questions about joining that workshop, the 4 Pillars to Freedom with Sacred Light, feel free to message me at my number 513-496-5090 or on my Instagram, SacredLight33. And I'll gladly answer any questions, help you out with any payment options, and anything else that you could possibly have any lingering questions about. And then I have another announcement as well. I am now officially going to be co-hosting at not 1 but 2 retreats coming up in the beautiful land of Costa Rica. And these retreats are called Journey to the Jungle. And I will be co-hosting. I will be leading some workshops, sharing my practices, sharing my wisdom, as well as helping cook some beautiful, whole, vibrant foods as well. That is also a very exciting journey that I'm embarking upon. This will be my first time leaving the country, first time going to Costa Rica, and my first time hosting and co-hosting a retreat. So I really look forward to that. It'll be a lot of fun. If you are interested in details about this retreat coming up in December, and then a divine feminine embodiment one in January, which is going to be for the feminines only, or I should say the females, that will be in January. But the one coming up in December is for both males and females, and I will be doing masculine embodiment at the one coming up in December. So yes, like I said, just feel free to message me if you have any questions regarding the Journey to the Jungle retreats in Costa Rica coming up, and I will definitely give you any information you need. And if I can't answer questions, I have others that can as well. We are doing giveaway coming up, and there are early bird prices for the January ones still going on. I'll post some information down below in the description. So I really look forward to these journeys with you guys. And I'd love to see you in any of these spaces, whether it's the retreat, my 4 Pillars to Freedom workshop, or in a one-on-one setting, like a Reiki session or a card reading. Final announcement I have before I step into this beautiful oracle reading for our week is that I am officially starting today on Halloween all the way until Thanksgiving Day. I am going to be doing a wonderful reference gifting, as in, if you refer somebody and they sign up or book a session with me for any of my services, whether it's a card reading, a Reiki session, a chakra balance coaching, or a light language session, any of the sessions, I will give you as the reference 50% off of that session for your own self. So, for example, if you know somebody that would be interested in any of my services and they purchase and book a Reiki session with myself, they pay full price for that Reiki session. And then as the reference, which would be you yourself would receive 50% off that same type of service or that same session that they purchased for full price. So if someone purchases a Reiki session for $66, you as the reference, you would receive that Reiki session for $33. So pretty much like buy one, get 150 off, except the other person's buying because they got referred. And then you as the reference, you're going to get 50% off that same exact service. And that is something I'm doing all the way until Thanksgiving on November 24th. Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. Such a vibe. Wow. Ooh. All right, everybody. It's now time for our collective card reading for the week. Not just today on this Monday, this Halloween. For the week coming up from the Light Language Oracle deck. Our good friends, good guides of the Light Language Oracle. Now, the way this goes for the week is that the first card is going to encompass today and Tuesday. The second card will be Wednesday, Thursday. And then the third card will be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to cap off the week. So let's see what Pure Spirit, Pure Guidance has for us. All right. So our collective card reading for this week coming up as a whole. Our first guide and assistance to the Light Language Oracle deck. From our wonderful good sister Chloe Metcalf. First card is going to be Bride of Atlantis. Bride of Atlantis. She will be assisting us with her wonderful energies for today and tomorrow, starting off this week. And she is number 3 in this deck. And she carries faith, commitment, and meditation. The Bride of Atlantis was a devoted virgin of the temple of Aphrodite. She was not a physical virgin, but was sovereign of her own energy and untouched by influences around her. The markings on the bride's face are a symbol of commitment to her faith. She talks to us of not letting blind faith be tainted with ego. It's time to clear your energy and rise into being sovereign and be only your own energy. To know yourself and your spirit intimately. This pathway is challenging, but to know and master your body, mind, soul, your energetic system, and to tone down external influences. This card is to help you know thyself and to ask you to commit to regular meditation or energetic self-care. Watch less TV, have less social media time, and start balancing your ego. Sovereign energy will lead you to true balance, intuition, and peace. I love that. What a way to kick off our week. What a way to kick off the week with assistance of that type of energy. So really what this is saying is that we're really being drawn into these energies as we're freshly in this Mars retrograde in Gemini, moving into the Taurus lunar eclipse, as well as 11/11 coming up. We're really being called to direct our focus to our sovereignty and to recognize and remember our sovereign energy and claiming back our energy from places that are not serving, places that are not supporting the future that we are trying to build and co-create in this universe. So this may require some time off of social media. This may require some time of doing more healthier activities, getting into more healthier routines with ourselves so that we are truly in balance in leading from our pure self without leaking out our energy and giving our energy to the things that are not serving and supporting us to really get where we're trying to go with our own personal desires as well as our higher soul mission. And the more that we can harness our own sovereign energy, really cherish it, treat it as sacred, we will then be able to have more balanced and true internal power moving forward. We'll have more vital energy. We'll have more intuitive instincts as well as internal peace. So our first card in this collective reading for the week, which will be for today and tomorrow, is Bride of Atlantis. And the stone that is assisting with it is indigo kyanite to help connect with the spirit realm, activate the third eye and crown, as well as enhance our psychic gifts. Now, our second card for this weekly reading for the collective is going to encompass Wednesday and Thursday. And the guide that we are being assisted with is Archangel Raphaela. Not Archangel Raphael, but Archangel Raphaela. And she is number 19.
What would you do on your last
And she is carrying the energy assistance for Wednesday and Thursday this week. Archangel Raphaela. She represents new beginnings, new life, fresh start. Raphaela brings good news of a fresh start She has the energy of springtime and reminds me of a cherry blossom tree, sweet and tender. These new beginnings may not look the way we expect. There is often a lot of cleanup after a storm, and so it may be the smallest thing, but a little kindness goes a long way. Alternatively, Rafaela may be reminding you that doing something kind for someone else will be a fresh start for them and help them go on to better things. Sometimes we must embody the energy of the guardian angel or be the vessel for spirit to make changes in the world. New beginnings often come as sudden endings. Don't fear these. See these new starts and positives as this shift in perspective will help you transition to better life opportunities. Anything lost to you recently will be returned. New projects will have a powerful surge of creation. Energy and babies will be conceived or born. Archangel Raphaela loves new love and is always a witness at an engagement, wedding, or a first date. So whenever she shows up, be sure to know that a celebration is due. How beautiful. So first we have the Bride of Atlantis, reminding us of faith, commitment, and meditation with our own self and our sovereign energy. And then we have Raphaela with a new life, new fresh start at beginnings, representing being in celebration of this new celebration of, let me slow down, being in celebration of these new beginnings and this claiming of our sovereign power. What a powerful week we're heading into here. I mean, this is really beautiful. So if you really want to flourish in this sovereign energy that's being very much reminded to us and we're being assisted with, take this time this week to really recenter with yourself, recalibrate and recharge. Cleanse out those cords that aren't serving. Start really looking at what type of thought patterns no longer serve for where you're trying to go with yourself and what you're growing into. We shift and change very often as beings in existence and as humans. So we got to be able to adapt. We got to be able to flow and be able to shift into different areas of our consciousness that truly support what we're trying to embody and what we're trying to project into the collective and for our own personal reality that we're trying to live. We can't expect to be living a, more polished, grand, and more beautiful life, but still carry the same type of patterns, same type of routines, and same type of ways of life from 3 years ago that don't support energetically and vibrationally what we're trying to develop ourselves into and experience in our physical reality. So our second guide for this week in the collective, Wednesday and Thursday, is Archangel Raphaela once again. And she is assisted with the beautiful Mother Amethyst. So our third and final card for the collective card reading for this week coming up that we are in, for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, is the spirit guide Nuit or Nuit. We have all wonderful queens assisting us this week through the Light Language Oracle deck created by Chloe Metcalf, who channeled all these guides and delivered their messages through these cards. All right, knew it. She is the star goddess. She also represents puzzle pieces. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how magnificent you truly are. Wow, I love that one. That is beautiful. What a nursery rhyme that is. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how magnificent you truly are. Without the night sky, how can we see the twinkle of the Milky Way? The star goddess brings you messages of your life to help you make sense as the dark and light meet. When we look in our birth charts at our futures written in the stars, it can help us map our way. Seeing astrologer would be a good way of guidance for you now. Stargaze and see that every twinkle is an opportunity for greatness, and that the closer you get, the brighter and more beautiful or fearsome it will become. Nuit reminds you that synchronicities in your life are not by chance, but all that has happened until now was fate, and that the future you choose is your destiny. There is no right or wrong way to go about life. Just follow the breadcrumbs your soul has left out for you to find. Ask the universe to bring you the next step, and it will give you the next piece of your life's puzzle. Everything will soon perfectly fall into place. How beautiful. With that being said, after these other two cards in this week, it looks like this weekend we're really going to be heading into a very new phase of not only our own personal lives, but as a collective. And it's no coincidence when you look at the stars, as this goddess Nuit, goddess of the stars, is saying, pay attention to the stars, pay attention to astrology, pay attention to what signs are in your chart during these times, and really move accordingly to that and align with your personal guidance and your personal alignment when it comes to your birth chart and what's going on in astrology for the overall collective. So, for example, right now, last week, we moved through the Scorpio solar eclipse. Now, we just started Mars retrograde in Gemini, healing the divine feminine, repatching and beginning to push out new, fresh, creative energy for masculine energy. This is going to help us restore the balance, as we did a lot of feminine healing earlier this year in Mars retrograde in Venus. Now it's in Gemini. And now after this, we will be navigating and moving into the Taurus lunar eclipse, as well as the 1111 gateway portal. These are all things coming up within the next 2 weeks. So with this reading being said, we're in preparation mode. We're being initiated into getting ready to step through even more of these shifts and changes that are going to ultimately give us more abundant opportunities and doorways to putting forth our co-creative energy, the divine masculine energy, as we've been restoring, recalibrating, replenishing our divine feminine energy within us. This is so beautiful and obviously divine orchestrated, but we're really being called right now to reclaim our sovereign energy, our sovereign power, start really stirring up the pot within ourselves and cooking up co-creative ideas so we can start bringing it forth as we bridge, upgrade this divine masculine energy now that we are in Mars retrograde in Gemini for a few months, heading into the Taurus full lunar eclipse, as well as the 1111 gateway. This is a magnificent opportunity to push forth abundance, goals, dreams, and opportunities. But it requires some focus of self, focus on your sovereign energy, where you're placing it, and how you're mapping out your own blueprint. So we're being assisted with hematoid quartz, which is hematite and quartz infused with the goddess Nuet of the stars. And our collective card reading for this week, Monday and Tuesday, Bride of Atlantis. Wednesday and Thursday, Archangel Raphaela. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Nuet, Star Goddess. And the oracle deck that I used today was the Light Language Oracle deck by our wonderful divine sister, Chloe Metcalf. And once again, thank you all for tapping in. Welcome to Rising with Ra, Grand Rising and Grand Day, wherever you are on this planet during this time. I'm really grateful to have you in this space, so thank you for being here, being open to receive, and sharing your vibrations with the collective. My name is Marcus, aka Christolight. We're gonna go ahead and vibe out, listen to a song or two, and then we will transition over to our focused chakra Reiki healing for the day on Rising with Ra. And today it's going to be third eye chakra. And once I come back after these vibes, I will share a little bit about the third eye chakra, and I will guide us and lead us through some Reiki healing to activate the third eye.
So, on the count of 5, you'll be back, fully integrated with your body and wide awake and full alert. Thinking and acting with calm and self-assurance. Number 1, you return, filled with energy and enthusiasm. Number 2, calm and peace with all life. Number 3, perceive an eternal balance and harmony. Number 4, recall the situation you need. Number 5, wide awake, open your eyes and feel good.
Hydration check. Make sure you drink a lot of water today. Man. All right, all right, all right. Kings and queens. It's now time for us to step into our Reiki healing for our focused chakra of the day on Rising with Ra, led by myself, Marcus, aka Christolight. And today's chakra is the third eye chakra. Just to refresh us upon the third eye chakra and what type of energies, what type of characteristics and qualities this energy center carries for us in our everyday being of existence, is the third eye chakra is located right here in the center of the eyebrows. And the color that represents the third eye is indigo. And the third eye, its traits and qualities represent our ability to manifest and bring forth and project our reality into our life. It is the energy center that allows us to carry higher dimensional frequencies, codes, and dreams into our physical reality. It is also the energy center for our intuition, as well as our psychic abilities, such as clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience. All these psychic abilities, they are stored within this third eye chakra. Now, the third eye chakra also occupies physically the pineal gland, as well as anything dealing with the brain. So this is very good for being able to have a proper balance and release of chemicals in your body, such as dopamine, serotonin, melanin, and melatonin as well. And also the third eye chakra is what allows you to see through the veil or see through illusions as well, being able to see reality and have that sharp intuitive insight and inner guidance. Now, for this practice, I'm just going to ask for us, and you can grab a crystal if you would like to. Some good third eye crystals are amethyst, indigo kyanite, or even blue kyanite. Selenite is pretty good. And really anything that's purple, any purple stones will be helpful. So for this practice, I'm going to be using amethyst on my third eye. So what we're going to do for this practice, which is a self-healing practice, a self-healing with Reiki practice, is we're going to take the crystal, and if we don't have a crystal, we'll just take our hands, and we'll place our hands over top of each other as if we were placing them on our heart, and we're going to place them on our third eye, just like this. Try to relax your shoulders. Allow tension throughout the body to be released. And we're just going to continue to focus on breathing. And as we breathe, I'd like for us to visualize an indigo flame of light as the breath. And we breathe it in up to the third eye. And then breathe out of the mouth. Breathe in the indigo light to the third eye. Breathe it out. So we'll just continue this pattern, and then I will let us know when we are finished. And you can sit or lie down for this practice. If you're sitting, you want to try to have your spine up straight. And if you're lying down, you want to have your legs not crossed, as that will block and cross up your energy flow. All right, so let's go ahead and begin. Placing both of our palms of our hands on the third eye, right between the eyebrows. Relaxing the shoulders. And then drawing in that breath, breathing in indigo healing light through the nose, up to the third eye. And then breathing out. Continue this breath pattern. You may repeat these affirmations out loud or within your own mind at your own free will if you would like. Continuing to breathe. I affirm that I trust my own inner guidance and my intuition. I affirm that I am safe to upgrade and be in clarity with my psychic abilities. I affirm that I am clearing any blocks, lies, or delusions that are keeping me from having pure truth and pure clarity of my life and path. And I affirm that I can dream free and that I can co-create any dream that I wish out of pureness into my physical reality. Ashe. Continuing to breathe, breathing in indigo light to the third eye. And breathing out. And at your own rate, when you are ready, bringing your consciousness back to your physical body, opening your eyes and moving your body when you are ready. Thank you everybody for tapping in and rising together for another Rising with Ra. I will be back on Wednesday, 11:11 a.m. EST. As we will focus on Solar Plexus Day. And maybe I'll have a special guest for us. Couple reminders as we part ways from this space. Remember your spiritual hygiene, to cleanse and cut your cord. Remember to hydrate throughout the day. Remember this card reading. Remember to keep focus on your sovereign energy and your sovereignty, and where you place your energy and where to reclaim your energy. This is a beautiful week of preparation of new chapters and big shifts in our lives, as we are now in Mars retrograde in Gemini, patching up divine masculine energies to push forward healthy, beautiful, and upgraded co-creative power and energy for the dreams that we are creating together. May everybody take care of their well-being and stay in balance, mentally, physically, and spiritually, as we make our way to the Taurus full moon, lunar eclipse, and the 1111 gateway portal. Everybody have a beautiful, blessed rest of your day. Feel free to message me on Instagram at sacredlight33 with any questions. If you would like to be a part of Friday's 4 Pillars to Freedom Trauma and Rebirth workshop with me, we'll be focusing on the father wound this Friday, beginning at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. And if you have any questions about Journey to the Jungle retreats that I will be co-hosting and sharing my gifts at, you may message me as well. So much love, so much gratitude for this moment in space. Thank you for another Rising with Ra. Ashe.